Ready? What's up, y'all? Welcome to the More or Less podcast. Welcome back. We got visitors today. Who we got, Kat?
Okay, so today we told you we're going to be doing things a little bit different. So we started talking about the poly lifestyle and some relationship things that are different than from what other people may deal with. So hey, what better thing to do than to bring them on so we can talk and have one-on-one conversations. So today we have the lovely Lola, and we also have Miss Jakia Limitless. Okay, and they've agreed to join us today and just discuss and give us some insight on the I guess part of the poly world. Okay, now this is going to be more of, I guess, the LGBT side of it instead of, the straight male, female, normal. Hopefully
not the 15 females.
Well, you know how that goes. Hopefully after this show we can get some straight people, or whatever you call them, if they would want to come on straight. Some of the straightnesses to come on and give us some insight on yours. I mean, this is a safe place. Nobody's going to judge you. We just want to learn, get to know how it works. And hey, baby, dipping. I'm just kidding. If my baby's watching, I'm just playing, baby.
I was about to say,
just kidding.
We need you here. I don't want you murdered.
All right, so we're going to get started. Ladies, which one of y'all want to go first? Let's see. Mr.
I just want to say hi. Hi, everybody.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. Matter of fact, introduce yourself a little bit. So we'll start with Jakia. Just tell the people what you want them to know.
Hi, I'm Jakia. Mm-hmm. I am a native of Philly. Let's go, Philly.
Hey.
And I just love making people smile. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the important thing about people is helping them feel like they feel good, they look good, they know they're okay. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
I just want to make y'all smile. And sometimes I like to chase my voice like this, but it works.
Manipulate it, sis. She's a singer. If you didn't, we'll pick that up.
All right. Whit, you gotta call me
out?
Yes, we are.
Period. Okay. As soon as they go to that IG down there, they're gonna know.
They're gonna see that.
See? We appreciate that. And then we got Miss Lola.
Miss West Indian.
Hi. So I'm Lola, 24. I live in Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Where about the Georgia?
Augusta.
Okay.
Oh, Augusta. Okay.
And man, ain't been in a long time. Okay, what you want us to know?
I don't know.
we gonna learn as we go then.
We'll pull it out of you.
We're gonna wing it.
Everything gonna be information.
That's no problem.
I want to know who dyed your hair because that thing is lame.
Me.
Okay.
See? Thank you. I'm a cosmetologist, so.
See,
you go.
That's the thing. That's a major thing. So Augusta, or if you in the area, driving distance, hit your girl Lola up. Her IG is right there.
That's right.
Right there.
All right, ladies.
Let's get it.
Now that we done got the intros, you know who we are. Mm-hmm. Now we know who you are. Now we're going to get to know you a little better and what you do. Okay?
I don't like how you said that. I don't like how she said it. Okay, so let's do this. Let's start with Jakia, because I think it'll be kind of like a segue of going into alternative, not really alternative lifestyles, but kind of different forms of relationships. So tell us what the nature of your relationship is. Like, what does that look like for you?
So the nature of my relationship now is that I have a woman. Mm-hmm. We are each other's primary, but we have sexual experiences with other people. Okay. So we are considered to be open.
Okay.
Open has so many forms and so many definitions, but our definition is just sexual encounters, casual encounters with other humans. Mm-hmm. And we know that we are in a committed, open relationship.
Okay, cool. So then with that, did y'all set terms to begin with, like boundaries, or what? How does that work?
So,
you better laugh.
Because this isn't my first open relationship. Mm-hmm. This is her first, and this is like my third. So we both are like, we don't want to put too many terms, we just want to let things happen organically, see how we operate, see how we behave, because you don't want to implement this level of control that it becomes, or manipulation. So we just want to see how it goes.
Okay.
Well, after some, incidences,
Right.
there's this, oh, you can't do that now. Oh, I don't like it when you do. So we are, it's like continual conversation. In any relationship, you have to communicate regardless of if it's redundant. You just don't want to leave room for assumptions
Absolutely.
or unexpected, uncommunicated expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So we communicate as things arise, as things change within ourselves, or if something happened on a specific situation, we'll voice our boundaries and our expectations with that. So yeah,
Okay.
it gets a little icky, like challenging, because you're dealing with two different individuals who have two different perceptions and perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of leans to a healthy compromise, while you're still holding space for this person to have this freedom.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah. And how long have y'all been together?
We've been
Don't answer that question, please. Thank you.
Never mind.
Move right along with that question. We don't want any entrapment here on the Lezz podcast. Okay.
Not be used in. Okay.
I love you, Karen.
I do want to ask one question. I can't before we move on. Jakia, now I know you say you guys have an open relationship where your partner can deal with whoever she wants to, and you can talk to whoever you want to. Does that ever overlap? Like, would you ever say, hey, I have this X person over here, maybe we can
Together?
have an entanglement together, all three of y'all? I said that was gonna be cool.
Entanglement.
So the funny thing is, she hasn't had sex with anybody else since we've been talking. I have. There's been some talk about having threesomes with like somebody she wants to have sex with, or they want to have sex with her, but they wouldn't mind having sex with both of us together. As far as a poly thing, I brought that up. Like, would you be in a relationship with me and another person? And her thing is like, she can't handle two women. She like financially, no.
That's a lot.
Emotionally,
I agree.
no. You know what I mean? And I don't think so either, because being open doesn't eliminate jealousy. No. It's just about the way in which that you're jealous. You're not jealous where you're envious, where it starts to be like, oh, you ain't touching nobody. But no, it's like, oh, all right, you had fun with them. You're like, you had a good time. It's kind of like that. But sometimes that jealousy fuels fire, where it gets more passionate because you're thinking about doing a better job than the other person. That's
friendly
the
competition.
part. It's like, I'm gonna fuck you real good. Damn, you enjoyed yourself. Oh, okay. That's where I get the fuel from. But yeah, we haven't. Nah, the poly thing as far as being a throuple, nah. We have considered like a swingers club. You know what I mean? To just have sex with other couples.
Yeah.
But we haven't gotten that far.
Gotcha.
And I would like to add, if there's any swingers out there, I would like to do a what do you call it?
I was gonna say you need to get it out fast.
I'm trying to be nice.
Whatever
about
you
it, but
trying to say.
I'd love to do a segment on swingers and how that happens.
That'd be nice.
I'm not gonna participate in it, but I would love for you guys to explain how that works and
For
how do you seek
sure.
out people and how do you know? Is there like someone told me there was a secret like animal or something that people have that lets you know that they're swingers also? I'm not sure if that's true.
Like a certain type of dog.
I'm not sure if it's an owl or something like that. I could be wrong, but I have heard that. Can one of y'all, do any of y'all know anything about that? No?
No.
Okay. So if there's any swingers out there, I know, I've heard it.
I mean, it was something, I saw something about like a milk jug turned upside down in a grocery cart, or something. I don't know.
Oh, you want to
Don't
spill
quote
milk?
me. Don't quote me on that. Or a pineapple. No, it was a pineapple. Like
It
turned
is.
upside down.
I think it's the
In your
pineapple.
shopping
It was
cart.
a pineapple in the shopping cart, like as you're walking through the grocery store, and it lets other couples know that you're like down to play.
That makes sense. That's very intentional.
You're right, because I think they
Uh-huh.
told me, I said, not SpongeBob. So it's a pineapple. If you see a pineapple on somebody's car, it also lets you know they're a poly relationship. You ever seen
That's
pineapple
funny.
on the car and wonder what the hell was the pineapple doing on their car?
Oh wow.
Now I'm gonna be at stoplight.
Pineapple.
That's funny that they use pineapples, because pineapples is a popular safe word when it comes to BDSM and play, dom play. So because swingers play, and it's kind of like a you going beyond the limits. We in a relationship. What y'all doing?
Yeah.
Right.
Pineapples, it's like
That's ironic. I loved it. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So is that why Kevin Hart goes pineapples?
Bye.
No? Oh, okay.
Pineapples, like
I know something we don't know.
Well, Miss Lola, what do you got for us? Can you give us I know your relationship may be a little bit different than Jakia's. So what is the dynamic of relationships?
So, well,
pineapples.
Pineapples. But no, I'm trying to find words.
Yeah.
You got it.
I'll just say it. Okay, so my partner and I would say close triad. We date together.
Okay.
That was, and I think that was weird it was odd for a lot of people that we would try to talk to because we really never got very far with a lot of people because it was just weird. Like, it was just weird. But just as far as us dating together, we prefer to be treated as one, if that makes sense.
Now, the weird
so
part,
it's not necessarily, there's no really like separate connection, separate communication. We connect with our partner as one.
Now, when you say weird, did you mean that this was your first time either you or your partner were having a triad, or is it weird just because the people coming in were weird themselves and they didn't know what
the people coming in were weird themselves. This relationship was my first experience, but I had brought it up in previous relationships and they were always like, no. I'm like, okay.
Right.
So, that's a boundary you have to respect. So if you tell me no, I'm just gonna be like, okay, no, cool.
Right.
But it's something that it kind of just happened one day. We didn't really like sit down and discuss like, hey, we should get a girlfriend. We kind of it just happened. And it was.
She's in the
You better
room.
look around. You better look around.
No, it's fine. But but yeah, it was very interesting. We did have like a lot of people, not a lot, but a few that would come in and you could tell that their intentions were to break us up. Like they kind of got off on breaking couples up.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had one girl, she came in and like, we were like, tell us about yourself. And the whole paragraph is about her last poly relationships and how one always wanted her or just how she would break up the couple. And we're like, I'm like, one, we're solid, so we're not worried about that. Two, that's weird. Like, why? That's not I don't know, that's not a flex. That's not something you brag about.
Right. Because that means you probably couldn't respect boundaries and stuff like that.
Right. And now I'm like, okay, so what are your intentions? Like,
Now, let me ask, I know you said you go into it as you're together as a couple. So that means that if person number 3 cannot just call one of you guys and say, hey, let's hook up. You both have to be there, correct? Or how does
that would have been my preference. And probably my partner too at the time.
Got you.
But yeah, so no. But like, so we would find people separately. Like, let's say, we're in like this poly group or, I see this person. I'll either, screenshot pictures or just introduce that person to my partner. Like just the two of us, we'll discuss it. And then from there, we'll either create like a group chat, group message, whatever, and then get to know the person like that. It's never just like, I'm getting to know you and then I eventually bring my partner.
Right.
Like the whole thing is together because we never wanted that idea that it was just one of us.
Right.
So
like we come as a team.
Do you spend quality time together or it's just mainly about the sexual
quality time as well?
Okay.
I would have been fine. Like I said, whatever happened. You know what I mean? So if it did go to a relationship, then cool. If it just stayed casual, then that was fine too. It was never like, my whole thing was I have my person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I have who I want. I have my heart. this is just an addition. So if there's nothing additional that you can bring, then there's no point.
Yeah. So
because like I have my person. So if you're bringing drama and arguments, and if we wanted to argue, we could argue with each other. Like we don't want to argue.
Okay.
Like,
Period.
So that was a big deal too. Yeah. And then like the dating process was weird because they would immediately be like, yeah, I'm your girlfriend. And it's like, whoa, we don't know you. Calm down, sis.
Because that's what I was about to ask. So first, it sounds like you're down for whatever organically kind of came together between y'all. So like walk us through it. Doesn't have to be like a real life situation like somebody you dated, but like tell us what that looks like. So okay, let's say you see a girl and you're like, okay, maybe. So you say you screenshot pictures, whatever, maybe make the introduction. So you initially, before you meet in person, have the conversation like, yo, we're probably, you good with that up front, or do you meet in person? Okay. So what is that?
No, it's the very first conversation that we have. Like, and 9 times out of 10, before even like adding them to a group chat or anything like that, where we ask that before we even introduce them, because now we wasted time.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because now we're in a group chat and you're like, oh, I'm not interested in that. And it's like, okay, so why are we talking? Bye. Like,
right.
So it's a conversation that's had in the very, very beginning, in the initial, like, hey, how are you? Okay, hi, you know, we're probably, or like, so we would, like Plenty of Fish, we had like dating sites. We were on there as a couple.
Got you.
You know what I mean? We were on there as a couple. So it wasn't just like they would see me or they would see her and then we'd introduce, but they would know that, hey,
you're a unit.
This is us.
Right. Okay. There's no, oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. Ain't none of that. Okay. No room for excuses.
Right.
No room for excuses.
One thing that you hear with a lot of people when they reject the idea of like a polyamorous lifestyle is they worry about like favoritism, I guess. Like their fear is, okay, if somebody comes in, what if they start liking you more than me or me more than you? Like, do you see that as something that concerns you a lot? Or do you think in these situations, you haven't really seen that much? For both of you, actually.
I've seen it from the third. I haven't really seen it from, like I said, with us, like we were so solid. Like there was no doubt in my mind or her mind who came first at any point.
Right.
And I think that was a problem for a lot of them because they wanted to come in and sort of be on an equal level.
Oh.
And
the equilateral.
I feel like our dynamic really is not about equality. Like, I'm her wife. You will not be her wife. You know what I mean? But wife. You can be our girlfriend. Yes, it's not a sister wife. You can be our girlfriend, but you will not be her wife. You not be my wife. You will not be my girlfriend. You will not be her girlfriend. Like, and I think that's where, and I feel like a lot of people came into it and then they felt like they were in competition.
Okay. So the playing favorites.
Yeah, or we see that a lot too. Okay. Like it's just yeah.
Now, Jakia,
it can get sticky.
Sorry, go ahead, Lola.
No, I was saying it can get sticky.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, Jakia, what about you?
It absolutely can get sticky. So, I wasn't the third, but I felt like the third. I can come from that angle. So, I was in a poly relationship, but I was the only one to this person, and they had another person. I didn't have another person. It was an ex of mine that I tried to work things out with just right before the pandemic. They were engaged to somebody that they got with after we broke up before. And they broke up. It was real toxic. But yeah, it was still that clinging. It was still that I want to be with you. So they both are poly people. Was just like, we can be open, but I'm not poly.
Right.
But he wanted her and me. And because I wasn't trying to like be serious with him again, it was like, but I thought she wasn't, it was the saying things like, she's toxic. I know she's bad for me. I can't be around her. I need to end things, but I would love to be her friend. But then it turned into, we're going to try to be poly. We're going to try to be together. So anyways, I was just like, okay. So I did get that he liked I don't even know if he liked her more.
He didn't want to let her go.
Right. And he said, if I could have both of y'all, that would be such a perfect thing. But it was still the power in which he gave her. So like Sunday nights was our night. But then we had like a little spat where I was like, I don't know, we need to figure this out. And he started hanging out with her on Sundays. So this one time he bought me flowers, which were at his apartment. He bought it for like after a show. And I told him I'm gonna come and plan to get them because I didn't want to take the vase. So I brought my own vase and I was gonna come back and get my flowers. Well, I came back, he had her over the house. Let me tell y'all how I told him I'm just gonna walk in, get my shit, and leave. Like, I have a key
and leave. Get your head, get your brush, and leave.
She has a problem with me. She has a problem with me because she always felt he loved her more than any other woman in the world, and he always compared her to me to her. I ain't nothing to do with it. Right. So I was just gonna walk in and get my. Let me tell you how he took my fucking flowers, put it in a corner store black little plastic bag, put them in the bag, came outside and called me like, I'm outside with your flowers.
No.
What?
Keep those.
Absolutely not. See,
so
probably relationships don't work like that.
You allow this control because this bitch don't like me for me to come in your fucking house that I have a key to, and you gonna disrespect me and take my flowers and put it in a plastic bag?
Yeah. Okay.
I said, get the fuck out of my face. So I felt that, it's this thing where if people are not mentally and emotionally healed and ready to handle two people, you gotta know that you can't do favor over one. Mm-hmm. It's like you have what you have with this person, you have what you have with this person. It's not one is feeling slighted and the other. You can't do that unless you have this establishment as they have. We're together and you're with us. Not your poly and you can't handle your women. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Now, can I ask you ladies a question? This is I guess a two for both of you. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I know a lot of our viewers who are not poly or doesn't understand what that entails. Some would say saying I'm poly is just a way that I can, excuse my French, but fuck anybody I want to and get away with it. How would you answer somebody who says that? Like, that's just an excuse. Not that I'm saying it, but I do know people, and that's the first thing that's going to come to that's going to come to their mind. What do you say to that?
It's not really about getting away with anything, especially not with our dynamic, because again, it's something that we enjoy to do together. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So if it was, I don't know. And it's not, some people just have too much love to give to one person. Mm. You know what I mean? It can be very overpowering. I know me personally, like I'm a Taurus. I'm very passionate. And I know that I can be a lot for one person at times. Yeah. I know that sometimes my partner needs like, hey, like calm down. So it's also a way for me to direct that somewhere else. Hmm. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. Like I said, I can't even think of an example, but I can be very, very overpowering. And I know that about myself because I'm very passionate. Mm-hmm. So it can be a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or like, I don't know.
Yeah, we understand. Yeah. Definitely, because sometimes I know I can be a lot. I'm not even talking about too much of one person. I get on my own damn nerves. I'm just mad to keep being around the same person a lot. I'm like, damn, I don't know how to leave yourself. Right, you deserve.
I'm weak, but I can understand that being a concern when you talk about relationships are built with humans, and every human does not have the same capacity to be able to give and receive the same amounts of, like you said, love, discipline, even. Like, everybody is so different that okay. I appreciate that perspective, Lola. What about you, dear?
I'm glad you said, what'd you say? All humans or every person doesn't have the same capacity of giving this type of love, this type of communication, this type of presence in a relationship. And it goes back to all of us from wee little being conditioned and institutionalized to thinking that monogamous relationships are how things should be. We're looking at our life to plan to be married to the love of our lives. And it's like, I've met a lot of soulmates along this journey, friends that are some of my soulmates, that it's not like there's this one person that's your soulmate. There's this one person that you choose to be on the same wavelength and your spirits connect, and there's things that are just innate that nobody else can explain. But as far as when your souls connect with people that love you and genuinely know you, they're your soulmate too. It's not a thing of having it one tunnel when you're like, it's only one person on this earth. Just for me.
Right.
And it's like, no, because we're here to touch people. We're here to impact people. So it's about your agreement with who you're with. Maybe I don't agree with just being strictly monogamous right now. You know, there is talks that if our relationship lasts long term to be married, we're not going to be, you know, doing our own thing with different people. We'll probably bring people in, you know, we'll do things together. But there is this talk of like, you know, I do only want you to be my focus and that's it. But for me, my response with being open is not an excuse. It's a thing of like, I like to have sex. And sometimes my partner probably don't want to have sex tonight. You tired.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes you don't, right? I'm enjoying having nuts and moms don't. I mean, that's just how it is, right? So
and specifically for me, I travel. So I'm away from my partners for months. They just gonna be sitting there waiting for me. No. You go ahead and get what you need. Because I know that sexual tension is bad for me. Like I get neck cranes, I get cranky. If I don't have sex, there's this like thing that I'm just like. So if I get it off in a nice, healthy, safe way, there's no emotional attachment, it's leisure, it's fun, and I come back to my bed and get the cuddles, I'm good. I'm good. That's my thing. There's no excuse because it's always about what this person, you and this person agree upon. It's not about cheating and getting away with it. You might as well just get married, say you're monogamous and cheat. We're not doing this.
That's what a lot of the people do.
I mean, y'all out here cheating anyway.
So we probably just don't know it.
You already
got an open relationship. We're involuntary. Not open on one side.
All of y'all all already together. Just be together. Like
that's true. And
the one thing we do, we're scared to say things we want. You know how many relationships, individuals, they want to bring somebody in or they want an experience and they don't say anything because they're scared that their partner will be against it. And when you rob somebody of your options, that's my thing. Don't rob me of my options. Let me know. If you want to go touch shorty over there, I might be down. I might actually watch. Just say it. Communicate
you just have
it.
To let it be known.
But if you already know your partner ain't with the shits, okay, you already know, but at least ask first.
Yeah, so along the lines of what you were saying, Jakia, about, and make sure I'm hearing this right. So with an open relationship, it is the third, if you will, is typically purely sexual. Like there's not any emotional attachments. It's not like, you know, that type of thing versus
with our specific open relationship. Some people have open relationships where they can have other girlfriends or boyfriends or other mates. You know what I mean? Whereas like they're just filling out. Some people are discovering, hey, I need attributes and characteristics of this person as well as this from you. Versus it being we're primary, but we're just having sexual encounters. So for us, it's just casual sex.
Got you. So one of the questions that we got, because we take like fan favorite question weeks and all that stuff. But preparing for this conversation, we took a couple of questions. So coming from a spiritual aspect, because at the end of the day, Black folk, we always connect the spirit.
Yeah.
So the question was, some would say that the poly life kind of creates unnecessary soul ties. What's your view on that?
So that's the tricky thing, right? You know how they say know who you lay with? And, you know, it's not about just knowing who you lay with spiritual. I meant as far as a long-term relationship with anybody that you lay with, you know, because it is an exchange. You know, it's an exchange between two people, whether you're kissing or having intercourse. You know what I mean? It's a sexual thing because it starts here in the mind. So we already are having sex with somebody sapio, and then internally we actually react on it physically. There's an exchange. So you have to know, what spirit does this person have? And is it going to affect me in a negative way or become a negative benefit? Like, is it going to become either an obsession or a want that is more than what's agreed upon that will cause friction with your situation or your life?
Gotcha.
And there's been a few times where I had to cut off some stuff because the individual liked me more than what I'm actually saying. You know, it's became this so like possession thing. Like, why don't you spend more time with me? And then now I wait to the last minute to even tell somebody I want them sexually. Like, I'll flirt, you know, I flirt with everybody. I'll talk shit. I'll make them feel good or let them know that I'm attracted to them, but I won't just come out and be like, yo, we should fuck. Unless I get this feeling of safety. It has to be this safe thing that it's not that they're like, you know, protecting you. No.
Right.
That there won't be no drama, there won't be no bullshit, you won't get no STD, you won't have no messy talk.
Right.
And there's just this person that wants to connect with you and you have it. So you do have to try the spirit by the spirit.
Yeah, that brings a lot of clarity. What you think about that, Lola?
So as far as our dynamic, we got nowhere with anybody sexually because we did not vibe with them outside of the bedroom.
Gotcha.
We, again, if we want to have sex, we can have sex with each other. Like, you have to be bringing something different to the dynamic. You have to bring just a different type of vibe. You know what I mean? Like, so nothing. And even like, you know, with talking, you create, you know, certain ties with people. But they're easier to cut off than those sexual soul ties. So we did not get anywhere physical with anyone. We hung out, you know, with a few, vibed with them a little bit. And then it was like the very next day they were weird. Like, like it was crazy. Like, we would hang out and then the next day it would be something. And it's like, you know, had we taken that step and had sex with you, now you're acting weird. Now we put ourselves out there.
Right.
Now we're like, okay, you know, now everybody's mind fucked. Like, what's wrong?
Right.
So, yeah.
So what I'm go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What I'm hearing from both of y'all is, number one, the way people practice poly lifestyle and how they date and all of that makes a big difference, because if people are starting with the sexual piece, which I think a lot of people outside of the poly lifestyle think it's all about sex, which is what you mentioned. So they think you see somebody, oh, let's have sex, and then you get to know this person. But what y'all are saying is it seems like a much more responsible practice to get to know people, see them, spend time, all of that, to make sure that sex is even on the table, or if this is even going any further.
Yes, because people have stuff attached to them. And now you're a couple and you brought that into your bedroom. Now that's in your home. So whatever soul ties, whatever baggage and demons and drama they had attached to them, is now in your home and now in your relationship, and now your relationship is suffering. From something that you don't even know.
Right.
So what are you ladies?
It's just some spirit, like.
Right.
When so say you're out and you meet someone, you see someone you're interested in, and before you bring them to your mate, and before y'all decide to even go into the bedroom, what safe measures are you guys taking? Are you getting tested? Are you just going on what they say, I'm STD free? Are you making sure? I mean,
I need to see papers. I need receipts.
Thank you. Everybody has a doctor's portal. They can go right and sign in.
I know that's right. My chart.
And show me on your phone. Okay.
We need
There's COVID now, so I need to see that.
I need to see all tests. Okay.
I'm gonna commend you for
that.
Good stuff. That's good. I want to make sure. I mean, you know, you do what you do, but just please make sure you're safe.
Absolutely.
For real.
responsible emotionally, spiritually, physically. Like it sounds like it takes responsibility, it takes discipline.
Yeah.
It's not,
does.
yeah.
And it takes trust.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
And it also, like, my reason, like I can say my reasons for beginning to wanting to be in open relationships
My next question
was to avoid being cheated on or cheating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like I've been in relationships where I will always be available to be intimate with my partner.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be times where they withdrew for whatever reason, and then it would cause tension, and we wouldn't have sex for like months while sleeping in the same bed next to each other. And in those moments, I'm like, I need to touch. You know, my eyes start twitching. I need to.
Okay, you turn into a different person.
Okay.
I need to come. Like something. I'm tired. My wrist is hurting. You know, my vibrator. I can't keep buying batteries. It was just like, I need to do something with someone.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of cheating, because I hate that, it was just like, I just rather be open.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm doing. I know what you're doing. If we combine it, we combine it. And it's not going to rob any love that I have for you, any kind of commitment or just presence. I'm here with you. But you tripping right now. I need to go fuck.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna go.
That's how simple it is. It's just like, it's nothing against you.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get you to weigh me down because you in the mood. I need to go fuck.
Yeah.
And you know, you be reasonable and you think, okay, they just had a loss in their family. You don't go fuck nobody. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to be humane. And you know, the more that you connect with who you're making your primary, you'll learn how to operate. Sometimes right now, like, I just be like, I don't want to have sex with nobody else. I'm focused on you.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes I'll be turned on from us just having sex, and I'm like, I need some more. But if you're not around, it's a thing. Right. I'm telling on myself, but it's a thing. It is. It's a thing. And especially, I know for me, the other reason I like to be open, because I used to be limited in my relationships. Like for me, it's like, if I'm with you and you're with me, we can do whatever we want. There's no limit.
Right.
Limitless. But there's no limit. So when you limit me and I can't be self-expressive, and you tell me you down with the shits, but then you switch up, that makes me feel tight. It makes me feel like, well, do you really want all of me? Like, I don't know. So I actually have a partner where I could be all of me right now. That's beautiful.
Wow.
That's good. That's all that matters. As long as you're happy in what y'all doing and you go for consenting adults, I have no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
So and more power to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And what kind of led you to the lifestyle, Lola? Or to be open to it to begin with?
Like I said, I kind of said it to, you know, previous partners, kind of just joking, you know, kind of like, hey, like, we should get a girlfriend. You know, just trying to, and I got shut down immediately.
She like, I'm
every single time. Like, it's like, no. I'm like, all right, whatever, cool. And in that relationship, I ended up cheating a lot.
Yeah,
a lot. So
it's the lot. It's the lot for me. It's the lot.
Yeah.
And we're grown, we're being honest.
Absolutely.
Right? So then but you know, I was also really young. I mean, I'm still young, but I was like,
yes, ma'am.
I was
yes, you are, man.
But I was even younger then.
Right.
And I didn't really know how to express that or really how to respect other people's boundaries. So with her telling me no, if that's something that I was genuinely interested in, I should have left the relationship. I should have been able to be an adult and communicate that to her, like, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this. But instead, I went the fuck off. But you know, that's neither here nor there. But yeah. So when I got with my current partner, and she introduced the idea, it was like, oh, hell yeah, like this is what I've been trying to do. So what's up? Like
same.
And it helped. And it helped that she wasn't new to it.
Yeah.
You know, she's older than me, so you know, of course, more experience. And then again, like this wasn't her first dynamic, so it helped because like if I had questions or if I ever started feeling any type of way or insecure or anything because this was new to me, she knew how to calm me down, how to like ease my mind, like, hey, it's not like we are solid. Like I'm with you. Like, so if you don't want to do this, we don't have to. And it made me very comfortable to know that I could just tell her, no, I don't want to do this. Or like if we were dealing with a female and I was like, I don't like her, I knew it wouldn't be any pushback. And then same on her end, if we were dealing with somebody and she was like, I'm not feeling this, there was never any pushback like, oh, maybe we should try. Like, no, babe, like I like her. It was none of that. If you don't like her, I don't like her. And it was, so there was never like the issue of like, you know, we cut somebody off and now, you know, they're texting me or they're texting her.
I've heard
but it's happened. And I showed them my phone like, babe, look who texted me. Like,
and shut it down.
Like, why is he texting me? And we shut it down immediately. That's you good. Know, and I let them know, like, why are you texting me? There's no reason for you to be texting me separately. You know, like there's no. So
that's a good foundation. That is so good.
She made me very, 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 very comfortable.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. My last question before I guess I'll let you guys go. Lola, your partner, are you in a lesbian relationship right now? Okay, so is your partner more feminine or are they more masculine centered?
Masculine.
Okay, so here's my question. When you go out looking for someone, are you looking for another feminine person? Or could it be another masculine centered person, but your partner over there may not be an S for S? So how does that work?
So I got blessed with a very, very open partner.
Okay.
Oh.
So no, her preferred partner would not be more masculine. But if, you know, somebody, you know, like a STEM or even another stud, you know, came in, she felt that connection with them, then it'd be okay. But 9 times out of 10, like, because I like them too. So 9 times out of 10, like we're going out, 9 times out of 10, like I want another feminine because I have my masculine person. You know what I mean? Like I have this, I have that. So, you know, if we are wanting to add anything, we usually did add in like another feminine person. And then, you know, my whole thing, I don't know how another stud would have really acted in the dynamic because, like I said, femmes a lot of times got jealous or, you know, so, but would it be like that, but reverse? You know, like, would they feel how the femmes felt about me, about her? Like, I want to be your wife or something like that. Or, the masculine mindset
and the dominance.
I'm gonna take you from
the battle for dominance.
You got that alpha.
Or does that more masculine mindset kind of give you a more laid back perspective of it? You know what I mean? Sort of like, okay, yeah, like we're all cool. Because a lot of people like have that like nigga mentality. You know what I mean? Like, so
facts.
Okay.
It could have happened.
That's a good question.
I mean, I always wonder because you know when you have the male female. Okay, when they say, yeah, we're poly, but I don't know how many straight men is going to allow their woman to bring another man in the bedroom with them. I mean, I've heard of trains, but you know, at some point, something's going to rub or touch that shouldn't be touching that. You know,
not I've heard of
get that off me. You know what I'm saying? A ball might touch something it shouldn't be touching.
I think they call that a gangbang.
You know, yeah, that too. But I'm just wondering.
Okay. So anything else we talked about so much. This is like
that was a good question.
This is a holistic perspective. We've talked about the physical part, we talked about the spiritual part, emotions, people being disrespectful and having to set boundaries. What else? Y'all got anything? What you got?
I want to say, if you are interested, in having an open, poly, free, lifestyle relationship with someone, just make sure you're very, very clear and assertive about your boundaries. You definitely want to be clear about your expectations, but the freedom of it is not to have so many expectations. For me, my expectations is to communicate, to respect me, and to have fun and be yourself. That's my expectations. That's like foundational. There's nothing else to expect except for what we grow and what we put meaning to in our agreement. But be very, very, very intent with your boundaries. And you know what? It's funny because you always have to be open-minded that people change their minds. I would tell you how I learned that one, because when I was in an open relationship, I was against my partner fucking close friends, or just both of us fucking close friends. And my partner at the time started fucking her close friend, who she saw every day. They became like work wives. They would go out on dates and stuff like that. So when I first asked them in the beginning, is there any plan to have sex? I know that my girl is attracted to you. You're telling me that you see her as a cousin. Are y'all going to have sex? No, it's nothing more than this, like that.
Kissing cousin.
That's what she told me. And then they started having sex frequently. So the one thing that they said, people change their minds, Jay. Got it.
Okay.
So,
but let me know that you changed your mind.
True.
Yeah.
And don't lie to me.
That's the part.
There's action put to the change.
Yeah,
that's
like
just
let me know. Just keep me in the loop, because just keep me in the loop.
Oh yeah, don't rob me of my options. That's also the expectation. So just 5. You know what I mean? But you have to make those boundaries known and make sure you stick to them, and know that because of certain situations, you might change your mind. Well, last time, babe, I was fine with you using the strap on her, but I don't want you to use the strap on this one. It is situational, and it could be that specific to be like, I don't want you using the strap ever, versus you can use.
But then your partner also has to respect that.
You do.
Because if your partner doesn't respect it, now it's like, okay, babe, maybe I don't want you to give her head, something like that. Right. And they're like, but why? But what's the problem? Now we have this pushback. Now I feel like what I say doesn't matter. Now we have a problem. Now I don't want to do this shit no more. So now, dead it.
Yeah.
Throw it in the trash.
Yeah,
that's the respect part.
Yeah. And I think that's something that would make it not worth it, is if there are so many terms and conditions. You might as well just it's gonna end up being monogamous, and one of y'all gonna cheat one day. Like you said.
That part. And it usually happens with people that are new with it. You know what I mean? Like you're like, whoa, I didn't think I was gonna feel this way, but I don't want you to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't know until the actual thing happens.
Because you can sit down and have a conversation about it all day. Like, oh yeah, I'm cool with you doing this with her and doing that. Yeah, that's great. But then, now they're like, okay, well, I'm about to go see so-and-so. Now you sit in the house and you kind of going a little crazy.
Yeah.
And you don't want that.
Don't be mad.
I'm weak. Don't be mad.
Don't be mad, Blaine.
If you keep the fun in it, it'll be fine. You have to keep the fun, the grace. You have to extend grace, because you're two humans learning. You know what I mean? And it's not easy. Just like no relationship is easy. You know what I mean? But it definitely has its perks, and it has its beautiful moments. It's cool. I know I'm not gonna be like this forever.
You know what? My last question was gonna be, do y'all think it'll be different, or you might see it differently when you get married? Because for some people, it's like it's a no for married people. But what you think?
Well, you can go ahead.
I've been married. And it was totally a no then. I do think that because of how I feel and what I believe about marriage, when I do get married, like I say, we'll bring people in. I don't know about the open, separate experiences.
That makes sense. What about you?
So we were engaged, and it was I feel like we still would have had people, you know, and just because of how our dynamic is. Mm-hmm. Because we were already doing it together, I feel like we still would have brought people into the relationship. We did have one that was weird. So we were supposed to get married like during, but the, you know, pandemic messed everything up, of course. And we were talking to this one girl, and she was upset that we were getting married, and she was like, "I wouldn't want to be at your wedding. Why would I want to see that? I wouldn't be involved in the honeymoon." Just like weird.
She got to go.
And I'm like, but this is not your relationship. Like, you're part of what we have, but this bond that we built, you cannot be mad that we're getting married.
Wow.
I think during maybe our, you know, the marriage itself, and maybe those first few months or year or so, we probably would have kept it just us, just because of that one off-putting experience. Because I'm like, why are you so upset that we have a bond? Like, it's not like we all met at the same time,
right?
And then we're like, oh, we want to get married. But it's like, no, like, we've had this bond, you know, for 3 years. You're just now coming in. Why would you expect to be
on the honeymoon,
standing on the altar with me? Like, weird.
I mean, she could have been a bridesmaid.
Bye.
She could have been a flower girl or an usher.
Not an usher. Girl, hand out them programs.
This is why I know I cannot be poly, because I don't want somebody else experiencing my person so much. I know her shit is good. This is why I'm with her. And you keep experiencing her, then you're going to think that you want to take her from me, or that she should just be with you. And then when you find out that we're getting married, it's a problem. No, baby. No.
Yeah, that was weird.
Gosh.
Can't do it.
Okay, so that makes sense why in a marriage you would, as a couple, bring somebody in. It would be purely sexual.
Right.
Go on about your business.
That is
go with God.
Right. But however, that's just the dynamic that these two have. There's plenty of other dynamics in the world. There are, like Lola said, the person they have, they're not equal to them. There are relationships where all of them are equal. They all share the same thing. Okay. So if they had a relationship or got married, they're all going on a honeymoon, because we all, there is no one, or I'm not closer to you than you are to Jakia.
Facts.
You know, so again, there's different realms of it. And if you have a different realm than these two, please reach out to us so we can get you on, so we can understand your side.
Talk about it.
Yeah,
it's all about educating and having the conversations, because people out here making assumptions. Yeah, and we not for the assumption.
We not for them.
We not for them, not them. That's what's up. Well, we appreciate y'all being with us. Thank you so much. We're gonna make sure everybody watching this go and follow both of them. At _ West Indian is Lola, and at Jakia Limitless is Jakia. Follow and share and love on them and just connect, because we love everybody.
When I come to Augusta, Lola, I'm coming.
Oh
yeah.
Oh
yes.
Well, y'all got after this. You got the information. So if y'all want to be poly, fine. But I'll watch though. Can somebody just watch? Is that part of poly?
But
people talk poly.
No, that's actually.
I mean, she said it was. Hold on before we go. We said they do have people talk poly.
So my
keeping Tom poly.
My partner, that was a thing. Sometimes that's something we discussed. You know, maybe she didn't always want to be involved, but she did like to watch. So it's a thing.
No, that makes sense to me. But your girl ain't gonna let you be no people talk. I don't think.
I'm get in trouble now.
Period. But right. Blackout. We love y'all. Peace. We thank y'all for joining us. We'll see y'all later.
All right, ladies. Thank you.